People who don't ever want to have kids. Why? Can't even take care of myself. For me, it's the myriad of mental disorders I have. I don't want to pass that on to another human being, much less my own child. I will let you know after my 10-hour nap when I get to the pub. I don't want to give birth and go through all that. Adoption is a long process and a lot of money that I don't have. Kids are expensive. I just learned that tearing of the clitoris can happen during childbirth. If there wasn't more of a reason.
My sister-in-law tore all the way to her clit. It's freaked me out and she took a while to recover. My other friend tore all the way to her anus and took almost a year to finally recover. I was parentified as child to my 4 younger siblings. When I see a child now, I act nice but cannot wait to get away from it. A child crying/screaming immediately puts me in an angry/foul mood for the rest of the day. I had my share of caring for kids, and have next to nothing positive come out of it. Have you seen the world out there? I mean, several generations have already looked at serious looming problems and said, but the children are our future. They'll fix it. Within my lifetime I've seen climate change go from global warming and very mild changes to once-in-a-century environmental events happening every year. The boomers kept saying that one day the younger generations will be in charge and they'd deal with it then, but even now the boomers are a massive proportion of the voting population, with it only being 3 years since millennials have outnumbered them. It's time to stop making more people until we can fix the problems we're causing. I find them very annoying. All of the parents I know keep asking, when are you having kids? It's so great. Yeah, you look like you're having a blast at life with those giant bags under your eyes, like you're barely clinging to your sanity as your kid screeches in the background.
Freedom. My husband and I would probably be pretty good parents and we're in a good spot financially. But we feel complete with each other. We have fun together and want to spend the rest of our lives without the responsibility and stress of kids. Pretty much exactly the same for my wife and I. Life is good. Life is simple. Let's keep it that way. There are massive financial and emotional responsibility.
Emotional responsibility. Yeah. I'd make a horrible father. I don't see that changing in the next 20 years.
Lack of desire to become a parent or have kids. You know how some people want kids so bad. They suffer mentally and emotionally from not having them or knowing they can't have them. How people say they feel hormonal, wanting kids real bad. They can't control it. Their ovaries are exploding. Baby fever. Or any other colloquialism about wanting to have a baby real soon? Never had that. People kept telling me that as I'd grow older, would reach my 30s, find my soulmate, my friends start having children, etc., I would start to have that feeling. I went through all these milestones and I still don't have that desire for kids. And I don't think it's necessary to have kids if one does not have the desire for it.
I'm lazy. I like my free time. I like money, well, the little I have. I like sleep. I've also just never had the instinct in me to want kids. I feel complete without them. Plus it's scary enough worrying about my own future, let alone the future of miniature humans I am responsible for bringing into the world. Rather give it a miss. As someone who wants to become an elementary school teacher, people are often shocked to find out I don't want children. But the reason is simple: they cost a lot of money, they take up a lot of free time and space, and I have terrible genes.
I just have no desire. I don't hate kids. I love my nieces and nephews and have a great time being an influential part of their life. However, that means that I also see how difficult and stressful it is to raise kids. I understand that people really love it and it's worth it to them. But that's just not me.
I love my niece and nephew too, but after an entire day with them I really need some peace and quiet. If it's your own kids, you don't get that. So I imagine that but 24/7, and I don't understand how people do it.
I have kids and never wanted kids. If you don't want kids, please don't have kids.
I always wondered if it would change after having them. Do you regret having yours? If so, do you wake up and feel annoyed when you see them around? I want to do what I want, when I want.
Yeah, kids are the opposite of that. I know a few parents who did what they want when they wanted despite having kids. Sure didn't help kids, but the parents seemed content.
Because I believe that children deserve parents that will love them, always put them first, spends quality time with them and make sacrifices so that their children can have the best opportunities. But at the same time have the strength to set boundaries and discipline them in a healthy so they grow into good human beings. Also because I don't currently have a partner or much financial stability in my life at this stage, and I don't want to be a single parent or bring a child into the world if I'm not in a position to provide for them. And I don't trust myself to be unselfish enough to be everything that I believe a child deserves. I sometimes catch myself thinking that children might be nice, but until I'm sure of myself, financially stable and in a steady relationship, a child is unlikely to be in the picture.